Hi, I'm Harry Donahue. Welcome to Inside Golf, and welcome to our Award Winners Show. Every year, the PGA of America hands out awards to 13 of its more than 30,000 members. And this year, 2 members of the Philadelphia section are among the recipients. Jim Smith, Director of Golf and the COO at Philadelphia Cricket Club, won the Bill Strausbaugh Award for exceptional character, integrity, and leadership. And Dean Kandle, a PGA member and general manager at St. David's, earned the Professional Development Award. Coming up, it's the award winners on Inside Golf. The 27th season of Inside Golf is presented by Destination Montco Golf. Your next golf getaway is in Valley Forge in Montgomery County, Pennsylvania. Visit valleyforge.org. By the First Tee Greater Philadelphia. The First Tee not only helps young men and women become better golfers, but most important, better people. Get involved. Visit firstteephiladelphia.org. By the Philadelphia Association of Golf Course Superintendents, a community of professionals enhancing the game of golf since 1925. Make sure you thank your golf course superintendent today. By the Golf Association of Philadelphia, GAP, celebrating amateur golf since 1897. And by Inside Golf's partner since 1998, the Philadelphia PGA section, the experts in the game and business of golf.
Golf is the great equalizer. For many, this journey is an escape from reality, a chance to be part of a team, a career opportunity. PGA Reach impacts lives through golf by lifting people up, giving them hope, and sending them down an alternate path that they never saw coming. With PGA Reach Philadelphia, as in life and in golf, the most important shot you take is the next one.
Parking is free!
Hey! $4! Yes!
With so many affordable things to do in Montgomery County, PA, go ahead, freak out.
Well, let me introduce you to the aforementioned Jim Smith, Director of Golf, COO, a lot of titles here at Philadelphia Cricket Club. We're at the Cricket Club in Flowertown. Congratulations, Jim, on winning a national award. You have won in the past a lot of awards here in the Philadelphia section of the PGA, but you won the National Bill Strausbaugh Award, which, let me read this. I want to get this as accurate as possible. Given to the pro who demonstrates exceptional character, integrity, and leadership through teaching and mentoring other PGA professionals. Now, we'll get into how you fit the bill for that award, but let's take it back to where it all began for you. Jenkintown, Pennsylvania. You went to Villanova for a little bit, graduated from Temple eventually in, I'm going to give away your age probably now, in 1990. Okay, finance degree. But when did you realize you wanted to become a golf professional?
I tried a sales job after graduating college for about 6 months.
Outside of golf, you mean?
Outside of golf, and was miserable. Just hated it. And you know, my girlfriend at the time, who is now my wife, thankfully, Kathy, we had a chat, and she said, "Why don't you try to do something that you love to do?" So, at the time, I loved playing golf, and I thought maybe I'd try to take a chance doing this. And I still remember, and I've told this story at section meetings before, but Kerry Mattern, who was the longtime pro at Cedarbrook, and prior to that, he was at Commonwealth. I happened to be out on a sales call, and I just pulled in a Commonwealth, and said, "Is there a pro here that I could talk to about learning how to be a pro?" And Kerry sat down with me, didn't know me from Adam, for an hour.
Wow.
And basically walked me through how to do it. And I left there, called my wife, and was like, I'm in.
First of all, to find somebody like Curry to do that on a cold call,
Yep.
somebody he didn't know and didn't know much, about, hey, is this kid serious or what?
Mm-hmm.
But you were very serious, right?
Yeah, and in some respects, if you think about it, that was my first real introduction to a PGA golf professional. I'm thinking, my gosh, like if all of these guys are like this, what a great industry. So, I've been very fortunate, like, over my career, I've seemed to constantly be in the right place at the right time. It just so happened I was near Commonwealth at the right time when Kerry was there, and boom, here I am.
The rest is history. Yeah. And you've managed to, I guess, adopt what Curry did for you, you're doing now for so many people. You've been here at the Cricket Club. Well, other stops, your first stop was across the river at Riverton
Yes.
Country Club, right? Was that a cold call too, or how did you get that job?
I just replied to an ad, and I was offered jobs at Stone Harbor and Riverton, and I was living in Jenkintown at the time, so I picked Riverton's because I didn't have to move, you know. And I worked for a guy named Fred Phillips, who, you know, was a great mentor to me and taught me, you know, an unbelievable amount in just a little over a year. Again, right place, right time, working for the right guy.
Yeah, then the Abington Club, right there off of York Road in Abington. Tullamore was, 1996? And eventually you became the general manager of Tullamore. And then you came here in 2006 to Philadelphia Cricket Club, and you've been here ever since, and certainly have made your mark here at Philly Cricket. I talked about how you won a lot of local awards, Pro of the Year in the Philadelphia section, Merchandiser, President of the Philadelphia PGA section, and also on the board of directors. So you've touched all the bases, and you're still a young guy, okay? Yeah, I'm going to make you laugh, but you are, look at this guy. I mean, your career is laden with awards. You've touched so many people, members, staff, and young professionals. Somebody said that this award, the Strausbaugh Award, is given to somebody whose nickname, the Strausbaugh Award was nicknamed, Bill, was the coach. You've been a coach your whole life, haven't you?
I mean, in some respects, I'd say yes. I mean, everything that I've had in my golf career is a function of people taking a chance on me. And I say that, you know, whether it was a mentor, whether it was somebody who saw something in me to take me under their wing and teach me what they knew, whether it was a staff member who, you know, when a staff member decides to come to work at Cricket or Tullamore or even Abington, you know, they're taking a chance on me. They're deciding, you know what, I'm going to cast my lot with Jim Smith and hope that I'm making a good decision. So it's all just, honestly, it's overwhelming to think about the number of people who have helped me in my career. And, you know, this recognition, and I told you before, frankly, it's a little bit awkward just because there's so many great golf professionals that deserve this kind of recognition, but this is mostly about the people who I've been surrounded by for my whole career. This is more a reflection on getting great people to work with than it is anything that I might have done for them. I think I've probably learned more from the people that I've worked with than I might have taught them.
There are people who argue with you on that, but that's okay. You had to go down to the recent PGA show in Orlando to receive this award, and now you're up in front of roughly an organization that has, 40,000 professional golfers, 39,999 who would love to have the award that you got. What did you say to the audience down there? Other than feeling like a fish out of water, what did you tell them?
Well, we didn't have a chance to speak, thankfully, because it would have been a little bit awkward. It was basically the announcement. Listen, it's a huge honor to be selected for something like this, and when we do the PGA annual meeting this year, it'll be in Grand Rapids in November. That's where sort of the official, you know, announcement and award ceremony will be. But again, you know, just I'm so lucky to be doing what I'm doing, where I'm doing it, and I'm so lucky to have the support of, you know, great team that I work with here at the club. The membership here is off the charts, and frankly, none of this would be possible. And this is a little cliche. My wife Kathy, you know, we've been together. I'm 56. And we've been together since I was 15.
Wow.
And she's been behind me every step of the way and has supported everything I've tried to do.
What is, in getting back to this award, the coach, what's the best piece of advice you can give aspiring head professionals who have worked here for you at the Cricket Club over the last 18 years?
Focus on making your team happy. I'm a huge believer in Richard Branson's School of Management, which is happy employees equal happy members. So do everything you can to make sure that the team around you is happy and fulfilled. And if you get happy people coming to work, they'll do everything you need them to do.
Well, that's sound advice from somebody who has practiced that throughout his career. Once again, buddy, I've known you now going back to Tullamore days, so it's not my first rodeo with Jim Smith, but it is most deserving that you won that award on a national basis. Continued success and good luck, and thanks for what you do for the game of golf.
Thanks. I'm super lucky, and I know it.
More of Inside Golf, another award winner coming up. Stay with us.
Hi, Tony Salucci with the Beacon Group of Companies. If your company has between 50 and 500 employees enrolled in your health insurance plan, there's a really good chance we can reduce your costs significantly and increase the benefits employees receive. How do we do it? We put you together with several thousand employers of a similar size across the country so your company can get amazing buying power. Schedule a conversation with one of our employee benefits specialists today at mybeacongroup.com.
Welcome back to Inside Golf. We continue with our awards winners show with another award winner from the PGA of America. This is Dean Kandle, who is now, he's a golf pro, but he's also the general manager at St. David's and recognized by the PGA with their Professional Development Award. That sounds pretty hooty-tooty, Dean. Tell me about it. How did you get to that award? What brought you to that stage, shall we say, in your career?
I would say about 5 or 6 years ago, after being the head professional here for about 5 years, I started doing some work on the side in professional development because I was learning a lot in my role as head professional, just kind of beyond the golf-specific stuff. I was getting into a lot of leadership and management education just for myself, so I could try to be a better leader to my team and leader here at the club. So I decided then to start documenting that and create a little website where I started writing some articles and about the stuff that I was learning within the context of putting in the context of a golf professional. So how can this leadership method or tactic help a PGA golf professional, or this organizational tactic help you get more done or stay organized or work more efficiently if you're a golf pro? And I started putting that content out there, and slowly but surely some people started checking it out and following along, and just kind of went from there.
You have an interesting background. You went to Downingtown High School, so you're a relatively local guy, Penn State, and originally you started out as a golf course or golf management major.
Correct.
And they have quite a program up there. And within a couple of years, you realize maybe I don't want to major in this. Tell us about that decision.
Yeah, so it was, like you said, a couple years into that program. I think it was the summer after my sophomore year. I just kind of had, I don't know if I'd call it a revelation, but just kind of got a sense that I wasn't feeling great about the prospects of being a golf professional for the rest of my life. You know, at 20 years old, I think thinking that being sure that this is what I wanted to do forever, I just wasn't sure. And I always credit the people that were running the program at that time. They said, if you're not 100% committed to this business and this industry, you may want to look somewhere else. And I took that to heart and eventually did look somewhere else after, like I said, after 2 years. Got out of the program, became a history major, which then everybody
That's
says,
quite a U-turn.
yeah. People say, well, what were you going to do with that? I can tell you honestly, I wasn't so sure at the time. I enjoyed my classes. I love history, but so the neat thing was though, it was that typical, grass is greener on the other side, or maybe the grass isn't greener on the other side feeling. And I got out of golf and checked out some other possibilities for a career, and then realized that golf was really where I wanted to be. So when I graduated, I got a job at a daily fee golf course up in Northwest New Jersey. At that point, like I said, I was sure I wanted to be a golf pro for the rest of my career, and that really kept me motivated along the way as an assistant professional and kind of working my way up the ranks to eventually end up here at St.
And you
David's.
came back to the Philadelphia area. You worked, in fact, I mentioned, I teased this segment with you, with the prior segment, and Jim Smith, who also won the national award, and you worked under Smitty at Philadelphia Cricket Club for a little bit.
I did, yeah. That's how I got back down to Philadelphia. So I didn't know Jim at the time. I applied for a job that he had advertised, but my wife and I decided that coming down to Philly was going to be the right thing for us, and was fortunate to get hired to work for Jim in 2009 and spent 2 years there, 2 great years there before coming here.
So you were the head pro, as they have 3 different courses. You were the head pro at Wissahickon. And from Wissahickon, you went where?
Then in 2011 was hired here as the head golf professional. It really was a great opportunity. This club has been phenomenal to me, treated me and my family really well since I got here in 2011. This place feels like home to me. And so the opportunity to come and lead the club as a general manager was something that I was really excited about, and a new challenge. And that's really what motivates me is new challenges and taking on some new tasks and new responsibilities that I hadn't had before. Certainly there's a lot to learn in a role like this, and I have a lot to learn still, but it's been fun, it's been exciting to be in it.
You, I guess, share a lot of your experiences, and let's face it, you have a career that not a lot of golf pros have, not a lot of GMs have. You've seen both sides of the road, okay? Are you in demand as a speaker, a lecturer, whatever, when it comes to giving advice to people on both sides of that road, or how do you see you fitting into being a mentor to other people now?
Well, I think as PGA professionals, we're really good at being mentors, and I think we see it as an obligation and responsibility that we have to mentor younger professionals as they come up. So I take that role seriously, and it's something I enjoy. I've had the opportunity to speak to a number of different groups in different sections, even up in Canada, and to a lot of assistant professionals too, to just give some career development advice from my perspective and from what I've seen and what I've learned. So that's been fun to get out and be able to speak to groups.
You have won multiple times in the Philadelphia section awards in the past, including, I guess, Professional of the Year, which is pretty much a distinction. And now you're going to be on the national stage. I say will be because, next November you go out to Michigan, and you'll be up there with all a dozen or so award winners in various categories. And we talked about Jimmy Smith. You and Jim, he told me this, it's the first time since I've been giving out these national awards that two winners at one time worked together, as you and Jim did at Philly Cricket, and now will be honored the same year. So that's quite a distinction that Jim Smith and Dean Kandle will be up there, two guys who had their paths cross a while ago, and now you'll be up there being honored by the PGA of America. That's pretty special.
It really is, and I didn't even know that we're the only pair to win awards that worked with each other. So I mean, it's special when Jim told me that he won as well. We were both like, hey, this is pretty unbelievable, and it's really cool to go through this process with him. He's been a friend and a mentor. He's a mentor to so many in our section. And to go through this with him is really pretty special.
It is. It's very special, and I know the Philadelphia section considers it a real honor to have you and Jim honored at the same time, and also special for what both of you do for the game of golf. Congratulations.
Thanks, Harry.
That's Dean Kandle. He's the man. He's got a lot of advice as a pro and a general manager, and he's being honored by the PGA of America. Stay with us. Coming up next, our teed-off panel.
Pine Valley with our buddy Brownie.
Welcome back. Inside Golf continues. We are at Lulu. This is the Ross Grill. Normally we're here with a lot of empty tables, but John Russ said, hey, why don't you come up here at nighttime and we'll do it with a live audience. We have with us again Joe Logan, myphillygolf.com.
Here.
Lulu's golf ambassador, former Philadelphia amateur champion. I just throw that in to remind him how good he was and is.
Keyword was.
That's Jim Sullivan. And Harry Mays from the podcast Swing It and Ding It. All right, Harry, I'm going to begin with you. The topic is, what was your most memorable round of golf you ever had? And the floor is yours.
The most memorable round was the first time that I played at Pine Valley with our buddy Brownie.
Mike Brown.
Mike Brown. That
He
was
of famous first tee and everything else.
That was a day that I will never forget.
Really?
For obvious reasons, but the company as well as the just the experience of playing that golf course. It was absolutely spectacular.
Did you have a good day? I mean, could you concentrate on how long did it take for you to get over the fact that you were playing at Pine Valley and, hey, I better start concentrating on my game because he'll never invite me back.
Right, after the first tee shot that I actually didn't put out of bounds, when I was shaking like a leaf.
You can't
on
put
the
it out of
first
bounds
tee.
on the first
well,
hole.
I hit
over
it.
there.
You could hit it right and be in some trouble, but I hit the fairway right by the dog leg. And
What'd you make on the hole? Do you remember?
5. And
Did
everybody
Brown-
was watching.
They were.
Like there was a whole group of people because it had rained.
knew who the
that
famous
morning,
Harry
so everybody
Mason
was there waiting to go out, and we got to go out first. So I was literally shaking. Yeah.
Jim, what's your most memorable round?
You know-
And you got a vast array of opportunities.
Well, yeah, it's an interesting question because I've played a million sort of family golf rounds, and some of them have been really cool, and a million competitive rounds. And when you asked this earlier, I've thought about it. So 100 years ago, 1995, the Pennsylvania Amateur was at Huntington Valley, where I'd grown up playing all of my golf. And I was 20 years old and just getting to be a decent player, not in any way thinking you should compete for the Pennsylvania Amateur, other than it was at my home course, right? So it used to be 72 holes. You would play 18 holes, and then there'd be a cut, and you would play 36 holes the last day. And I started the 4th round 10 shots behind Lulu's Jim Spagnola. And by the time I was on the 4th hole, which having started on 10 was the 13th hole, I had the lead. So I'd come from 10 behind to, I was 6 under par, but I'd gotten to a shot, having the lead by a shot.
That's like the Faldo, Greg Norman.
It was so unbelievable
Masters.
that when they were the leaders were coming up 15, or Spags' group was coming up 15, my father and a couple friends were watching them because that's where the tournament was, and they said that he was 5 over par for the tournament, and I had just gotten to 4 over par. I was so nervous, and I choked my guts out so bad the rest of the way in, and finished 3rd or 4th or something in the tournament. But if you ask me when I'm on my deathbed what one round stands out so most memorable, I think it'll be that one. I mean, there's a lot of them for me to think about, but this would be the one that stands out. Very exciting, ultimately disappointing.
I was going to say a little bittersweet in terms of
Very bittersweet.
A memorable round. Joe Logan, what was your most memorable?
I wish I had better stories to tell about me winning.
Oh, I'm sure you do. But this is a family show,
yeah.
and you can't tell it.
I would have to be Augusta National after the Masters one year. First time I ever played it.
Oh, you got into the lottery?
I got it right.
The journalists that cover it,
Media
so
lottery,
many are
right.
allowed to play.
And the thing about it is, anybody here or anywhere can imagine you're playing this course for the first time. Of course, you've seen every hole, every shot you come to. You've seen this shot. You've seen the greatest players in the world hit this shot. Every shot, every hole.
What an opportunity.
Yeah.
What an experience.
Does the low guy in that event that day after get automatically into the field the next year, or no?
Actually,
How many times have you played in that?
2, and that round was with Rich Lerner from the Golf Channel.
It was a pretty good player.
He was a 2-time club champion. He grew up in Bethlehem.
At Berkeley.
Berkeley, right,
That's
right.
correct. What's the highest score you ever shot?
The highest score?
The highest score.
It's getting dirty now.
Yeah, this is dirty. 108.
Is that all? That's pretty good.
Yeah.
How about the other end of that
82.
spectrum?
I've never broken 80.
82.
I've never broken 80.
That's pretty honest.
It's a pretty tight pattern, too.
82. How about? I would have thought maybe 76.
No.
Oh, man. It's just getting nasty.
Yeah, no.
Did you ever have it going and then, like our buddy here, Sully,
Spit
throw
the
up
bit.
in the last 3
once a
holes?
week.
Now you're going to embarrass us all. What's your lowest round? Not competitive.
62.
62. Where was that? A chip and putt? What was that?
No, it was at Huntington Valley. It was legit. 63 from the back tee. 62 was from the white tees.
Really? 62? Did you ever flirt with 62? I mean, on 18 holes?
No. In a word, no.
What's your best round?
70.
70.
But on a par 70 course. I've never shaved 18.
How many birdies did you make? Do you remember?
A bunch.
Yeah? So that means you had a lot of bogeys, too.
Yeah.
What course was it? Do you remember?
Down in Virginia somewhere.
This guy gets around, doesn't he? Augusta, down in
I live
Virginia. Tarboro, North Carolina guy. How about your highest? Was it back in Tarboro?
Well, no. My highest rounds, it's hard to say because generally I would run out of balls before we got to the end.
You didn't finish?
That a couple of times. Just walk off after 14 because you got no more balls in the bag.
I'm going to answer the question that I asked you guys. My lowest round ever, was about 30 years ago, and it was a 73 at North Hills, which was a par 71.
Yep.
You know what I had on the first hole?
6.
A 6. Right, sir. Were you counting like that? 6. I went even par.
Wow. You won some money that day.
Of the way.
You won some money at North Hills.
Well,
maybe against some of those guys, you might have just held your own.
I didn't care. I'm not in the money. It's not for the money. Thank you, gentlemen. We'll be back. More of Inside Golf. And thanks again to John Rusk and everybody here at Lulu for a great turnout. Designed by Donald Ross, Lulu Country Club is one of the premier private golf courses in Montgomery County. This classic 18-hole course boasts a new state-of-the-art clubhouse with many amenities for members to enjoy. Members are invited to play in events, tournaments, and enjoy guest privileges. For more information, contact membership at lulucc.com.
The Golf Association of Philadelphia. Founded in 1897, GAP is the nation's oldest regional or state golf association. We serve amateur golf in Eastern PA, Southern New Jersey, and all of Delaware. GAP welcomes all golfers, junior or senior, male or female, public or private. Join the Golf Association of Philadelphia today. Our mission is always to preserve, protect, and promote the great game of golf. Before you tee it up, look us up. Visit gapgolf.org to find out more.
Thanks for joining us today for our award winners show. You know, it is rare that a section of the PGA of America anywhere in the country gets maybe one award winner. But Philadelphia this year gets 2. And congratulations again to Jim Smith from Philadelphia Cricket Club and Dean Kandle from St. David's. I'm Harry Donahue. See you next week here on Inside Golf. The 27th season of Inside Golf is presented by Destination Montco Golf. Your next golf getaway is in Valley Forge in Montgomery County, Pennsylvania. Visit valleyforge.org. By the First Tee Greater Philadelphia. The First Tee not only helps young men and women become better golfers, but most important, better people. Get involved. Visit firstteephiladelphia.org. By the Philadelphia Association of Golf Course Superintendents, a community of professionals enhancing the game of golf since 1925. Make sure you thank your golf course superintendent today. By the Golf Association of Philadelphia, GAP, celebrating amateur golf since 1897. And by Inside Golf's partner since 1998, the Philadelphia PGA section, the experts in the game and business of golf.